Okay. Well, hey, good morning, everyone. Lieutenant Colonel Alan West, the chairman of the Republican Party of Texas, and I'm joined by Drew Sexton, who is also the regional director for the Republican National Committee. And why are we here in Laredo? Why shouldn't we not be here in Laredo? I think this is an important opportunity for the Republican Party to show their connection, their engagement with the people down here in the Rio Grande Valley, especially here in Laredo, where we saw such incredible election success in November 2020. We don't want that to just be an anomaly. We don't want people to think that we're just showing up for votes when election season comes around. We want to show that we are here to engage with this community, and a community that really shares a lot of those conservative principles and values. And another thing is that this is the first time that the State Republican Executive Committee has had a quarterly meeting down here in the Rio Grande Valley, down here in Laredo. And the fact that we're there in La Posada Hotel holding our meeting in the conference center, and you can look out the windows and you can see Mexico. I think that sends a great message, and there's also an important message for the members of our State Republican Executive Committee, because if they're going to go out and articulate and talk about the issues that we have down here along the border, they need to be down here and they need to see what is going on. Another thing that we are really stressing are municipal level elections. A lot of people came out and they were of course paying attention to the national election in November 2020. But as you know, on April the 19th, early voting starts, May the 1st, municipal elections. So we want to encourage more people to run as Republicans, as conservatives down here throughout the Rio Grande Valley for city council, for school board, for county commission, for county clerk. Those are very important positions, and as Tip O'Neill once said, all politics are local. The next thing is we want to continue to stress our legislative priorities. We're right now in the 87th Texas legislative session. We're about halfway through it. We've got 8 legislative priorities. Election integrity is the first one, monument protection, religious liberty and religious freedom. I think that's very near and dear to the Hispanic community. We also have constitutional carry, and when you think about how there's some people talking about defunding the police, getting rid of ICE, lowering our law enforcement, our safety and security is so important. Constitutional carry is an important issue for us. Ending the practice of murdering our unborn children, ending child gender modification, school choice. I think that's another big issue that we can connect with people down here throughout the Rio Grande Valley, and ending taxpayer-funded lobbying. So those are the 8 legislative priorities that came up from our delegates in last year's Republican Party State Convention, and we're continuing to push that and work hard on that, and we want to make sure that the people down here in Laredo understand those legislative priorities. Now, I talked about one of those legislative priorities, which is election integrity, and it is really disconcerting to me, a young man who was born in Georgia, when I hear Democrats talking about H.R. 1 and anyone that is opposing H.R. 1, they're referring to Jim Crow. Now, I know a little bit about Jim Crow being born in the South, and you're looking at someone that was born in a blacks-only hospital in 1961. Jim Crow was something that the Democrats instituted as a policy, turn of the century into the 1900s. What we're talking about with election integrity is making sure that we have honest and fair elections that people can once again have confidence in. This whole thing about universal mail-in ballots should not be occurring. We have an absentee ballot system that is controlled. We don't want to see no opportunity to have voter ID. If anyone can tell me where you can go in the United States of America and not present a picture ID, I'm open for that. We need to have voter ID for our elections. We need to not have online voter registration or same-day voter registration and same-day voting. We need to make sure that we have all of those mechanisms in control so that people believe when they go to cast their ballot, it is a ballot that is going to count, a ballot that is going to matter. And so we stand unified for our election integrity legislation that we're seeking to pass here in the Texas State Legislature. We will continue to speak out against H.R. 1 because we don't believe H.R. 1 is in the best interest of the American people. The last thing we'll talk about is this illegal immigration situation that we have here in the state of Texas and all across our border states. Texas shares a 1,200-mile border with a foreign country. And the Constitution is very clear, very simple. And if there are people that believe that we should not protect our borders, there are people that believe that we should not secure our borders, if there are people that believe that we should just allow open transmission across our borders, then we don't have a United States of America. We just have a piece of land in between Mexico and Canada. And I don't think anyone would agree that Texas or the United States of America is just a piece of land between Mexico and Canada. I served 22 years in the United States military. And one of the things about being in the United States military is that I have seen control of borders. I remember being in Afghanistan, and we had better control of our borders in Afghanistan than we have right now. And one of the interesting things is that, you know, I don't know why someone here is yelling and screaming, but that is just an indicator that there are some people that don't understand the issue, and this is what censorship is all about. Censorship is trying to drown out any voices that will not go along with a certain ideological agenda. The amazing thing is that I'm a retired military officer that fought for this country, and now I'm being told that I'm not welcome here. So, very interesting.
They don't know nothing about that. They don't know
So,
nothing about that.
it's up to your questions.
People out of town.
Up to your questions.
People out of town. They don't know nothing. They don't know nothing. They don't know nothing. They don't know nothing. It's people out of town. They don't have idea.
Hey, folks, I rest my case. When you have people that are telling a 22-year veteran of the United States military that he does not have a right to be in the United States of America, that's pretty interesting. God bless you all, and thank you so much for being here. Thank you. I thank you all for making my case. I appreciate it.
We are the safest city in the nation.
Now, I want
More than 3 years.
I want everyone to look at that T-shirt. Look at the T-shirt that that man has on. That man has a T-shirt that says, "This will defend." But yet he's standing there saying that we're not supposed to defend our borders. That's the oath of the United States Army. But obviously he is not standing up for his own oath that he maybe once took as a soldier. Thank you all so much.
We love all people from all countries. All countries where you come.
We are independent. We are liberals. We are democrats.
And who you with?
We are better. We are
Laredo is going to be an event. Are you part of that event?
Well, that event is separate from what I'm here for. This is the quarterly meeting of the State Republican Executive Committee. But I think it's great that we're
Melissa, ask him if he don't know nothing about that
because
city.
a lot of people
Melissa, ask him.
they want to have attention brought
Ask
to
him
this.
if he
They're
don't know
concerned
about
about
that
what's
city.
¡Es unida!
Come on, Melissa.
¡Somos humanos! ¡Todos somos
Come on,
respetados!
Melissa, ask him.
Well, I
You
think
don't
one
know
of the most
nothing about
important
that
things we
city.
can reform, look at some of the policies that we had previously that were working. Even the president of Mexico said that we had problems here with our borders.
¡Unidos!
because if we do not believe in secure our borders throughout the country, and there's so many people that have come here that have done this the right way by the legal immigration system, and if we're saying that we're no longer going to abide by the constitutional rule of law, we don't have a country. We're just a piece of land in between Mexico and Canada. Well, I will just tell you what the words of the Mexican president said, that there is a crisis at the border, and it's because of the changing of the policies of the Biden administration. So when you talk to people on the ground, they will tell you there's a crisis. When you talk to people that are concerned about the immigrants that are coming in, and they're going through their homes, they're going through their barns, they see it as a crisis.
Wrong way, buddy. You are on the wrong way, buddy.
We are not a war zone. We are not a war zone. We are not
what we're talking about is what's going on up there in the legislative session. Election integrity is one of the critical issues that we have to move forward. But without a doubt, when you look at this, whatever we pass up there in our legislature, if we don't protect and secure our borders, I mean, we don't have a sovereign state.
We are not a war zone. We are not a war zone. We are not a war zone.
Okay, so why Laredo? Out of all the boroughs, why Laredo?
Well, one of the things that we saw is that Laredo is the largest port of entry in the United States of America. So I think it was important to be here in Laredo to show our support. And this is my 5th time being down in Laredo. Well, I think most importantly is we need to bring attention to what is happening down here on the border. And we need to bring a voice to the voiceless. And of course, when you see what is happening here, obviously there are folks that don't understand it's important to protect and secure the border. It's so important for the people that want to live a safe and secure life. When you think about the fact that we're allowing people to come into the state of Texas and we don't know about their COVID status, that affects our health care as well and the health care of the people here in Laredo. Well, if I say in my 5 visits to Laredo, number one, there are people that share conservative principles and values. There are people that are concerned about their lives and their livelihood. There are people that want to make sure that we're protecting these borders because they want to have safe and secure neighborhoods and communities, especially for the children.
Stop the lies! Stop the lies!
Shame on you, buddy!
All right. Thank y'all. Thank you.
Stop the lies!
Thank you for coming to enjoy our peaceful city, our peaceful border. Make sure you buy tacos. Make sure you put gas in your vehicles. Send your American brothers in Laredo. Keep the walk in Laredo. Just not bring your white nationalist rhetoric to our town. We will not put up with it. We will not put up with it. We will not put up with it. We are not putting up with it. You are bashing human beings that need help. Remember, our country has destabilized the Americas for ages. That's why the people come over here. Because America has, with their capitalism, has gone to the Americas to destabilize it. Do not forget. Do not forget. The FBI will be investigating us. We're glad to be investigated by the FBI because we stand against you. We stand against injustice.
All right.
We stand against lies.
This is a meeting, okay? So enough.
Fine, have your meeting inside. MAGA, go away.
All right?
MAGA, go away.